Alright, the time has come to finish up the XTS-F10 to XTS-S10 conversion. Got the final parts in. Now, you might actually be able to notice already that I've got the rear body mounts installed, and they are going to be slightly different than the front. As you can see, the front ones, they are from Hot Racing. They've got different angle adjustments. For the rear, I decided to go with something a little more simple. It does have an angle adjustment where it can either tilt forward, backward, or if I rotate it 90 degrees, it can rotate this way. I don't know how it's going to actually be mounted. So just for now, I just put it on there just to get it in place. But, as I said, we got the parts in. So let's get working on this and finish it up. Aloha and welcome back to Ninth Island RC. As I said, today we're going to finish up the XTS-F10 to XTS-S10 conversion. And as I did in the previous video, I'm just going to refer to it as F10 and S10 just to save a little time and not twist up my tongue a little more. Had too many problems with that. So, anyways, let's get to what is needed. As I mentioned in the previous video, I'm definitely missing some parts. So we're going to need the S10 uprights or rear hubs. We're going to need the steering knuckles. We're going to need the C-hubs. And if anyone has ever wondered why they call these C-hubs, I mean, obviously most people know, but if you look at it this way, it's essentially a letter C. And as you can see, I've already removed it. And the reason for that is I wanted to test fit. So, as you can see here, it's already test fit, and something that I discovered interesting. So with the original steering knuckles, the height, and with the other pieces, the inserts in here, there actually was a little bit of up-down movement. And so what I had installed, or had added, was I added these tiny little shims. I believe they were, might have been 0.1, might have been 0.2. I forget exactly what it was. And I just happen to have my calipers here. So they're 0.2. So, for those who have the F10 and have realized that there's some slop, that's what you need to fix that problem. So these shims have 3mm ID by 5mm OD. Again, 0.2mm thick. You might need to adjust for your own. So, that's where that's going. And then, as I mentioned in the previous video, I wanted to see if it's possible to replace the rear, dog bones, which, the stock rear dog bones, with the front steering axles. So we're going to double check to make sure that is working. And then, of course, you need the hinge pins. And unfortunately, you cannot buy just the outer hinge pins. They come in a front-rear set. So you get 2 of the short and 2 of the long. The long is for the inside, and the short is for the outside. And we'll compare the lengths on those. And then finally, this is not a necessity, but, the F10 does come with the plastic hexes. So one option is Rlaarlo's own aluminum. Now, the nice thing about these ones is that they are clamping style. So that will, actually hold a lot better than, the stock ones. They just pop on, pop off. Be careful that when you pop it off that you don't lose the pin, as I almost just did. So, now, before actually, as I said, I wanted to compare. And so you can see how much shorter the new pins are. If anyone's wondering how much narrower the new ones actually are compared to the old ones, or how much shorter, go ahead and just get that right there. And you can see that they're basically 6.74, 6.75 millimeters shorter than the old hinge pins. So So now that we got that, let's go ahead and get all this installed. Okay, so there you have. Now, obviously, I did not do both sides. As you can see, this side obviously still has the plastic hex. This side has the new aluminum hex. This is also, this is still the original, whereas this is the new one. Narrower hubs, narrow rear upright, which, if you want a comparison as to how much narrower it is, let me line these up. So you can see there's quite a bit of difference in the width of the rear uprights. And if I was to do the, the rear, or the front, sorry, the front C-hub, see if I can get that lined up pretty evenly. Kind of a little difficult, but doing what I can. There we go. I mean, you can definitely see that it is a lot narrow. The new one is a lot narrower. So there you have. That's the upgrade on at least one side. Now I'll finish this up off camera, and then I'll be back. Okay, so there you have it. The F10 to S10 conversion is complete. Now, obviously, it's not 100% complete. I mean, there's no body on it yet. That is going to take a little bit while. I'm going to have, I already do have the body. I'm finishing it up. I'm going to have to find the right size tires because I'm pretty sure these tires are too large in diameter compared to what will fit on that body. Obviously, I need to install electronics. So that will be coming up in a future video, hopefully not too long. But, for the most part, as you can see, it actually is not too difficult to convert an F10 into an S10. As long as you have the right parts. And again, as I had in the part 1 video, I will put the full list of parts in the description for this video as well. So, until next time, mahalo.